Hola, I'm Michael.
I'm Jessie, and we are free to wander now, and we have wandered down to our home in Bucerias, Mexico.
In this episode, we're going to take a bus ride to Costco. We're going to show you where we shop and compare the prices to Canada. So let's go.
Okay.
The hospital. It's a great hospital, very expensive though, must have insurance. This is our walk down the ocean. We are headed to the beach this morning for our beach walk. And we are at the bottom of our street, but at the top of the hill, so that you can see the ocean and maybe the mountains beyond it there. And so we have to walk down this big hill, which is slightly difficult, but much more difficult on the way up. In the morning, just see the view. It costs how much to spend the winter in Mexico? Well, inflation is rising around the world, and we live in Ontario, Canada in the summertime, and we were just there for 7 months.
7 months.
And it was very expensive. Between groceries and we didn't spend very much for accommodation, but everything else was very pricey. Gas, all of the costs of running our vehicles. We have 2 vehicles that we pay for in Canada, and here we do not have a vehicle. So we don't need one here. We get by with an Uber from time to time, and most of the time we walk. And we have everything very close by. So when we're in Mexico, we own a condo, and so we don't have mortgage or rental costs. However, of course, we do have HOA fees to pay, and this is whether we're in Canada or Mexico, of course. Just like anybody else who lives in a condo, you have to pay your HOA fees. Yes, for our condo, HOA fees are much less than they would be for the comparable amenities in Canada. We have 24-hour security, we have a pool, we have a housekeeper, maintenance staff, gardeners, and other staff that come in and maintain the building.
So of course that would reflect what your HOA fees would be.
We would maintain that it's probably about half the cost that you would find in Canada.
Absolutely.
For the same amount of amenities monthly. So that's a big savings for us. Our utilities costs. So in Canada, for a 1-bedroom apartment, I think that we would probably pay around $75 a month for hydro. I'm going to just guess on that because we always had a house and it was significantly more than that. But again, trying to compare the same thing for a 1-bedroom
that would be the
apartment,
average cost.
Here, our hydro bill or electricity bill from CFE, which is the electricity company here in Bucerias, is about $35 every 2 months. So that's significantly less as well. And then of course we have high-speed Wi-Fi, and we have it through a local internet company, similarly to Canada. We have a modem and it's hooked up the same way. And for that we pay, when I do the exchange, about $50 for a month. Depending on how the exchange works out, it has been $45 and up to about $52.
Correct.
So somewhere in there is the cost
On average.
And that's the monthly cost for us for regular high-speed internet connection. It's an added cost down here. We do purchase a garathon of fresh water, and
which is
use that
also
for
included
drinking.
in our HOA fees. So our fresh drinking water, you do not drink the water out of the tap in our condo.
Typically, no.
Generally.
Sometimes you can put in a UV filter or a main purification system, and people do that. And hopefully, maybe one day we'll do that, and then we won't have to use water that's in plastic, because we don't love that.
No, we don't.
It's a drawback. One of the drawbacks of living in a foreign country is that water is
resorting to water out of plastic bottles.
It's not ideal. Inflation and rising costs worldwide.
Yeah, it seems to be the same everywhere.
It has come to Mexico too, and it's certainly much more expensive this year and maybe even last year than in previous years, just like everywhere else. Absolutely, costs are higher here for most things, but it is still about a third less expensive for everything here for us. It's getting a little sunny here. Why don't we move over somewhere where it's a little bit shadier? Okay?
Sure. Generally, we do a grocery shop. Meal plans are different when we're down here. We tend to go with a lot more fresh produce, local food and food ideas.
We go to the market on Sunday mornings, and that's generally where we'll stock up on a lot of fruits and vegetables, and that will sort of determine what meals we're going to make.
Yeah.
The carniceria is up the street. We might go there. And of course, we have the grocery store that we go to, either La Comer, which is a bit of a hike away, but locally we have Chedraui.
Right, so when we do our grocery shopping to compare how we prepare our meals, if we go grocery shopping, then be prepared to pay more. So if we're buying what we would normally buy in Canada, it's a lot more expensive. So therefore we become a lot more versatile in what we're cooking to keep costs down. So this is why we go more to the local markets and really produce meals that are simple and easy. And also with leftovers, we tend to package them, freeze them, and then we have a quick meal if we're on the go. To compare prices, absolutely. If you're eating out a lot, you're going to be spending a lot. We usually go out with friends. And
that is, I will say,
tacos,
one of the things here is that we are more social. And I would say that we probably go out 3 nights a week for meals.
Yeah, but these are affordable, low-cost restaurants.
Right.
Again, they're local restaurants, so
I would say we eat out probably 2 or 3 times as much here as we would in Canada.
Absolutely.
It's simply unaffordable in Canada, whereas here, the two of us the other night had a wonderful dinner at a local restaurant. I had pasta, he had pizza, and we brought our own drink because you can do that here. And for the two of us for dinner that night was $17.
So about 260 pesos,
Exactly.
270 pesos.
And it was delicious.
And it's delicious.
And
So-
it was just a stone's throw from our condo, so it was...
So really, it's like $8 each for dinner. So this is
Exactly.
what we mean by affordable dinners out.
Now, if we are going for a special occasion, or again, if friends are visiting here and they would like to go out to a bit of a fancier restaurant, we will do that occasionally. But what we find is that it's even still an affordable thing when you compare it. So you're still paying,
Yeah.
100, 150 pesos for a margarita, but it's a delicious giant margarita. And so the other thing is that we also, at least once, typically when we're here for the season, we'll go to Costco. And we have a video showing you what it's like to go to Costco, and here it is.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. We're going to Costco.
Off to Costco.
We're in Puerto Vallarta. We've just gotten off the bus, and now we are headed to Costco. So come on with us, and I'll show you what it looks like.
On the way, we walked through the charming neighborhood of Bucerias in Puerto Vallarta, which has shaded streets and lovely buildings like this wellness center. Well, we've arrived, and as you can see, all Costco's pretty much look the same. They have similar products. Of course, the signage is in Spanish, and the prices are in Mexican pesos, but many of the products are the same that you would be used to finding in Canada or the United States. We definitely don't have those in Canada. Of course, we're choosy about what we buy at Costco and concentrate mainly on things that would be difficult to find elsewhere, or that we prefer the brands at Costco. And there's definitely some wine that I like to buy at Costco, and some of the other products which is, I think, the same both either here or in Canada.
Okay, so to do a quick comparison, the 3-liter box of Pinot Grigio, but the Kirkland brand, is 429 pesos, which is about 30 Canadian dollars, and that's about the same, I think. The 6 bottles of Merlot for 469 pesos. That is a good deal. I've had this Italian wine before, and it's quite good. Now, over here we do have the Veuve Clicquot, and it is about $135 or so for the bottle. Now the tequila, this bottle here is 500 pesos, and so that's about $35. And there is a good variety to choose from. The Kirkland brand Blanco, a big bottle of it, I believe is 469 pesos. So $33 or so.
Put it in the freezer.
There is a good variety of imported cheeses and dips and cured meats, and you just have to make sure that you're going to eat it all, of course. And a big block of imported Parmigiana is $25. We've got salmon, chocolate chips, cheese, ground beef, Parmesan cheese. That is cauliflower, buffalo cauliflower. We've got some granola, coffee, pepper, salt, pesto, white wine, sauce, carbonated water, sugar, rice, cocoa, flour, parchment paper, tuna, toothpaste and contact lens solution, wine, and pillows. So that is our initial stock up for the winter time here in Mexico, and this will last us a long time. We probably won't do another big shop the whole time we're here, and so let's look at the cost for all of this from Costco. So yes, we get all of our staples while at Costco, and then we get lots of fresh stuff from the fruteria and at the market, and this just basically gives us the some of the things that we're used to, some of the brands and types of food that we're used to, and this works for us. Okay, so 7,398, about $500 in Canadian dollars. And that is about what we would spend normally as well. And as I said, this lasts the two of us most of the 5 months that we're here, and then we just get our all of our fresh stuff at the tiendas. So what do we do when we are here for 5 months in the winter time? Well,
I will say most of the time we enjoy the wonderful weather. We're very active, and so of course there's lots of walking like today, and I'm going to have probably a swim in the pool.
And any of the art, it's everywhere. Art is everywhere here. And you turn every corner and there's something new. That's the thing, and it's always changing.
We also have lots of places we like to visit, and so we love to take the bus up to San Pancho, or if we have access to a car, we might have a day trip one day. Then of course there is just regular everyday things that we need to do for around the condo, and that might be so. Right now, you are planning a planter box that we are going to be putting on our terrace. And so he is meeting with the carpenter to plan out how he's having the planter box made. We are researching which plants we're going to put in, and that's sort of the focus for one day. The next day, it might be a shelf, or we might have to repair or change something. We are looking for art right now for the condo.
The right piece of art.
The right piece of art, so we're going to be out looking for that. Sometimes we're going to meet friends in the afternoon. We love to watch live music. There's some great live music, of course, anywhere in Puerto Vallarta or here in Bucerias. And in the evening, we are treated to the sunset extravaganza over the Pacific, and that is free.